Hey guys, what's going on today? Bojo here, back for our NHL 16 Be a GM following the Philadelphia Flyers. And today's video is going to be very exciting, as we are going to be going into the trade deadline, possibly finishing off the regular season in this video if it doesn't take too long with the trade deadline. But we shall see what happens. So your Philadelphia Flyers currently sit at 31-23-9 after having a very good month of February heading into the trade deadline. Pretty much only 3 regulation losses throughout the month and a lot of wins that will definitely help this team out. So what I first off should say, guys, is thank you guys for leaving so many good suggestions and possibilities for trades in the comment section down below. Definitely the GM modes out of all my videos definitely earn the most comments, and I really hope that you guys do continue to post very good comments for like trade suggestions and all that kind of stuff, or just moves, call-ups, roster moves, that kind of thing, in order to make this series better, make my team better, and make it more interesting for you guys to watch, because that's what I want to do. That's why it's taken me so long to get these GM modes out to you guys, because I actually take the time to read the GM mode comments and think about each situation that happens. So, going off of that, we have some potential trades that we could make at this trade deadline. Now, normally I would simulate up to the trade deadline, but you know what? It's only 1 day away, and I don't want to risk any teams changing their minds right now, so I want to make the trades that I want to make right now. So, from the comment section, there were 3 players that came up when we were talking about possibly trading our players away, and they're right there on our block. Andrew McDonald, RJ Umberger, and Vinny Lecavalier. So, first thing I want to show you guys is another little glitch in GM mode, just to show you guys exactly what I mean here. Let's just go to forwards for a minute, and let us put up RJ Umberger on the trading block. Now see, in the last year's version and in previous versions, if his name lights up green, that means any team in the NHL is interested. Now if I just scroll through all teams in the NHL, it seems that every team is interested in RJ Umberger. However, the way you have to check it to see if a team is interested in one of your players now is you have to go on your own trading block, go to skaters matching the block, and as you can see, the Anaheim Ducks are interested in RJ Umberger. However, if I scroll next to the Arizona Coyotes, even though RJ Umberger's name is lit up in green, if I were to scroll down, RJ Umberger's name does not appear under the skaters matching the block for the Arizona Coyotes, and if I back out, his name goes back to white. So that's just a little bit of a glitch for you guys there, in case you were wondering why certain teams might be interested in every single one of the players on your team. That's one of the reasons. It's a little bit of a glitch. So going off of that, as you guys do remember, there are certain benefits and certain risks that we will have to take when we possibly trade some of these players on our squad. For example, let's go to the forwards again. Take a look at Vinny Lecavalier. And as you guys will see, if we go to his morale section, once again, he doesn't have any concerns. His morale is a little bit higher. He's up at 82 now. And as you guys can see, his best locker room chemistry is with Mark Streit, Evgeny Medvedev, Jacob Voracek, and Raffley. Has low chemistry with Ryan White and Matt Reed. So there's the risks that we have to take. If we trade Vinny Lecavalier, there is a strong possibility that Mark Streit, Evgeny Medvedev, Jacob Voracek, and Michael Raffl could lose some morale because of Vinny Lecavalier losing the going away. Same thing happens with RJ Umberger. He's got good potential with Colin McDonald, Sean Couturier, Wayne Simmons, and Claude Giroux, but once again, they have the possibility of those guys going down. But the guest side effect of RJ Umberger is that his morale is not really, it's not happy and it's not sad. He's just meh. I guess that's what the morale face you could call that one. His condition right now is meh. So that's the thing there with Umberger. And then finally, just to show you guys Andrew McDonald's thing as well. Once again, go on he's got high locker room chemistry with Steve Mason, Ryan White, Gagne, and Gudas. He doesn't have low locker room chemistry with anybody, but McDonald, not trading him away and possibly keeping that morale boost for Steve Mason would be good. So what I'm going to say to you guys is I'm not going to trade Andrew McDonald at the trade deadline for a couple of reasons. One, he's been playing better and he's been getting morale boosts. So he's been getting stat boosts in all of his categories, at least one thing in every category, which is nice. And that chart that I just showed you guys right there, this morale section. I don't want to trade Andrew McDonald because I don't want to lose any morale for Steve Mason, because the guy's playing on his head right now, and I want to keep morale boosted up as high as I can for Steve Mason right now, because he's already at an 88 and he's possibly playing his head off, and I don't want him to lose that. However, that you guys suggested, I will attempt to trade Vinny Lecavalier and RJ Umberger to some teams in order to relieve some cap room. Now, you guys were saying to take some risks here because, you know, if you make the playoffs, cool. If not, it's not that big of a deal because you can rebound for next year and you could just give away so much cap room remaining to these guys and just free that up for next year. So those are the two players I'm going to trade. Now, I did do some pre-scouting for you guys, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these trades pretty simple. I'm going to go to the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, the Chicago Blackhawks, they do have cap room to take on RJ Umberger for 2 years. Remember, RJ Umberger still has like a $4-point-something million cap hit for another 2 years. If I go down to here, there he is. So 82 overall, and he has a $4.2 million contract for the next 2 years. Now, what I'm going to get back from Chicago is simple. I'm not going to get any prospects. I'm just going to grab a third-round draft pick from Chicago. Now, the weird thing about this is, if I want to get this draft pick from Chicago, I'm going to have to retain some cap, because if I were to propose trade, that would not go through automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take $0.1 million off of RJ Umberger's cap, meaning he's going to be stuck at a $4.195 million contract for the next 2 years, for the next 2 years of the Blackhawks. And basically, we're only going to have a $0.1 mil cap hit next year for Umberger. So basically, we're getting rid of a $4.1 million contract right now for a third-round draft pick this year for the Chicago Blackhawks, who are probably going on a little bit of a playoff push once again. They want some depth players, maybe for injuries or just some depth for their team. So RJ Umberger with a $0.1 million cap retained for a third-round pick from the Chicago Blackhawks for this year's draft. Will it go through? Yes, it did. Trade accepted. I am happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Chicago Blackhawks, and we consider it a done deal. So, as you guys saw there at the top, Colin McDonald and Nick Schultz lost some player morale, but a lot of other players gained player morale because RJ Umberger got released. So, in one fell swoop, the Philadelphia Flyers just got rid of a $4 million contract in exchange for a third-round pick, and that is perfectly fine with me. So we have to do some roster moves right here, and what I'm going to do is call up a certain player. I am going to call up Scott Laughton. Now, a lot of people might not like this move because Scott Laughton is doing amazing in the AHL, leading the team, but you know what? This guy right now is way too good to not be playing on the NHL team right now. A very good defensive category that will definitely recover and take the place of RJ Umberger, and he's got a little bit of a better offensive side to him, and is a little bit more physically and gritty, which is what I like. So Scott Laughton, he's been tearing it up in the AHL with 35 assists and 17 goals plus a 13. And he does not have any concerns right now, but you know what? You have deserved it, my friend. You are getting the call up to the NHL squad. I'm going to confirm that, as Scott Laughton is going to get called up to the NHL. So there we go. Nick Cousins is going to lose some morale because Laughton has left the team. Same thing with Lier and probably one more. Robert Hagg is going to lose a little bit as well, but that is perfectly fine because he's been playing his ass off down there, so he does indeed deserve it. I'm just going to go best lines for right now. I'll make all my line changes soon enough. So Robert Hagg gained morale because he is now going to be the captain. I'm probably going to reassign captains in a little bit down there. But there's our first trade done. RJ Umberger going to the Chicago Blackhawks for a third-round pick, and we only had to retain 0.01 of cap. So that's going to be awesome. So there we go. We now have 2 third-round picks. So we have Chicago's second and we have Chicago's third this year in this draft. So we have our first, Chicago's second, our second, Chicago's third, and our third. So we already have how many draft picks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 draft picks coming into this year's draft, which is really freaking awesome. So now, next up, we're going to go and trade Vinny Lecavalier. Now this one is going to be a little bit more different than RJ Umberger's trade, because LeCavalier has 3 years left at 4.2, and he's 35. He's 2 years older than RJ Umberger, and he has a little bit of a higher cap hit. So what I was doing in my pre-scouting, pretty much the only team that can take it. There were a bunch of teams that were interested in Vinny LeCavalier. I'll give you guys that. I believe it was Anaheim. But once again, a lot of these teams I couldn't make the trades with because they either they didn't want to take on the contract even though I was retaining some cap, or they had to let a guy go on waivers, so that was another reason that they couldn't make the trade go through. So Anaheim was one team, who was another team. The LA Kings were, but once again, that was a hard trade to make because I had to take back cap and they had to throw a guy on waivers. Who else? It was Pittsburgh wanted him, but I wanted to make this realistic, so I didn't even bother with trading to Pittsburgh because Philadelphia and Pittsburgh would never make a trade. San Jose was, St. Louis was, and then the Washington Capitals were. And that's the team we are going to trade with. So once again, I'm going to keep it fairly simple for the Washington Capitals. They're actually not a good team this year, which makes it a little bit strange why they would want to trade for this. But once again, I'm going to stock up on some draft picks. I'm not going to take a third for this year because Washington doesn't have it. I'm going to take a third-round pick for next year from the Washington Capitals, and I'm going to have to retain some cap on Vinny LeCavalier. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a bitch to do because the Washington Capitals are going to have to, I'm going to have to take back a good bit of cap on Vinny LeCavalier. I'm going to have to take around 38% of his cap. So that'll lower him down from a $4.2 million contract to about a, what? That's going to be 3.2 and then 3. It's going to lower him to around like a $2.6, $2.7 million contract for the next 3 years for the Washington Capitals. So that is the price that I'm going to have to pay there, but still, we're only going to retain 1.575 mil for the next 2 years on Vinny LeCavalier, well, actually 3 years on Vinny LeCavalier's deal, plus the 0.1 next year from Umberger, so that's going to be 1.675, but then that's obviously going to go back down to 1.575 for the next 2 years once Umberger's contract is done with Chicago, and they don't have to. They can either re-sign him or let him go to free agency. So once again, I think that's the risk I kind of have to take here, is I'm forced to eat cap on LeCavalier just because the salary is really bad. So once again, I'm just going to trade LeCavalier, not bother to get a prospect, not going to get anything too crazy here. I'm just going to get a draft pick. So Vinny LeCavalier with a 1.575 cap retain to the Washington Capitals for a third-round pick. For next year, not this year. For next year, will this go through? Trade rejected. Actually, no, hold on. I think it's actually needs to be a little bit higher. Yeah, I think it's like 39. I think it's a 39. Maybe it's this. Hold on. 1.6. Would this go through? No, it might be a 39% cap hit. Hold on. 1.625. There you go. Trade accepted. I definitely think Washington came out on the short end of the stick with this trade, so it's a done deal. So there you go. They could think that we might came out on the short end of the stick, but honestly, I think that is the best possible thing that could have happened to us. So yeah, some players on our team are gonna lose some morale because of it, but you know what? I think that's honestly the best move that had to be made there. Vinny LeCavalier had to go. That contract was just not going to work out with this team. So that's all the trades I'm going to make. I'm going to keep Andrew McDonald on this team. We'll see if we can move him when the draft comes, but for right now, I want him to stay on this team. So for the AHL system, I'm going to have to call up another forward. And who is that forward going to be? So Lawton's up here. I think it has to be either Belmar or Van de Velde. I think Van de Velde is actually scratched. Actually on our squad. Can I sort this by overall, please? Thank you. It's taking forever. It's not gonna be Pelujai. It's gonna be, I think. Hold on. Do I have Van de Velde scratched on my main roster? I do, but he's a center. Van de Velde definitely could play there, but I think I might want to call up Pierre-Edouard Belmar. So I think what I'm gonna do, Van de Velde will have to hit waivers, which I'm fine with, but I get Pierre-Edouard Belmar back up. Right? Belmar, he's a left wing. That's where Vinny LeCavalier was playing. He's getting really, yeah, he's really good down there as a two-way forward. Yeah, so I'm gonna call up Pierre-Edouard Belmar to the NHL team. I'm gonna call him up. So Belmar's gonna get called up. And then I think I'm going to call Van de Velde down. Yeah, I'm going to send Chris Van de Velde down, risk the waivers on him. If he gets claimed, it's not a big of a deal. So I'm going to confirm that. Let's see if Van de Velde got claimed. No, he did not get claimed by any team. So he's going to lose a little bit of morale. But that's fine. So I'm going to hit best lines here. And that's all the trades that I'm going to make. So there we go, guys. There's the trade deadline deals that we're going to make. We got rid of Vinny Lecavalier. We got rid of RJ Umber. I'm going to keep Andrew McDonald on this team for right now until the trade deadline hits. So what we're going to do now is we're going to obviously do the morale meetings right now, because there are a lot of players that want to have morale meetings with us because of the things that happen. So Steve Mason actually, he's still at 88, so we want to make sure that we do things here. I have to admit, walking into that locker room always makes me feel happier. Let's see. It always makes me feel happier. That makes me happy to hear. A happy locker room leads to good things on the ice. Sure. Good things on the ice. Had a positive effect on Steve Mason. Good. So thanks for the opportunity to prove my worth in the NHL. Well, you should have been on the NHL team in the first place, but thanks. No spot on this team is guaranteed. Working hard is the only thing that will keep you up here. I'm glad you're excited. I feel you can contribute a lot to the team. Positive effect on Pierre Belmar. Okay. Evgeny Medvedev. I'm not happy that you chose to trade away Vincent Lecavalier. It really changes the locker room for me. Okay. Look, hockey's a business. Sometimes you have to make decisions that are tough. It was a hard decision. I'm sorry it affected you that way. Look, I think the trade will make us a better team. I need you to understand that. We'll be better off in the long run, though it may not seem like it right now. Work with us. Trust in us. We'll do that one. Work with us. Trust in us. Negative effect. Okay. Colin McDonald trading away RJ Umberger was not a good move to make. Okay. Let's see. Make us a better team. I need you to understand that. And negative effect on him. Okay, so McDonald was not happy about that. Neither was Yevgeny Medvedev. Apparently, I messed up. It's supposed to be Yevgeny Medvedev, not Evgeny Medvedev. Whatever the case is, but still. So Lawton's up here. He's good. He's really happy. Giroux's still up here as well. Good. All right. So AHL. Let's see. Any meanings? Just Robert Hagg is. It feels good to look at my uniform and see that the C is on there. Well, you know what? I might give him the captaincy because he's already kind of happy. Glad you're happy. You deserved it for a while. Sure. We'll just give Robert Hagg a little bit of praise. I might leave him the captain. I might change it around, but I don't want to hurt Robert Hagg's player morale right now. Okay, so with all that being done, I'm going to have to edit the lines. And that's going to take a very, very long while to do. So I think if you guys... What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip away, cut away, and I'm going to edit these lines up, and I'll be back when we have all of our lines set up. So give me a minute, guys, and let me set up these lines. All right, guys, so I did edit up the lines on both the NHL and the AHL squads, and everything does look relatively the same except for a few minor changes here and there. So once again, first and the second lines are still the same. Simmons, Drew, Voracek, Shen on the right, Sean Couturier in the middle, and then Raffle on the wing. It should, yeah, Couturier has the better faceoff. So then third line gets a little bit of a change. Sam Gagner is going to be on the left wing now since he's right-handed. Scott Lawton, being called up from the AHL, will now take the third line center position, obviously, with the good defensive stats and good faceoffs. Has a better faceoff rating than Sam Gagner, so he'll be taking the faceoffs. Matt Reed will play the right. And then our fourth line, we'll have Pierre-Edouard Bellemare playing the left wing. Ryan White, even though he's a right wing, he does have pretty good faceoffs. We'll let him play the center, and then Colin McDonald can play the right. Okay, so that's on offense. Defensively, same thing. Straight, Delzato, McDonald, Medvedev, Shen, and Gudas. Special teams are exactly the same for the power play. 4-on-4 power play is exactly the same as well. Penalty kill is the only change. So now we're going to have Sean Couturier and Ryan White, Braden Shen, and Scott Lawton is going to get some penalty kill time. So I didn't want to put him in the center, even though he does have better faceoffs than Shen. I want Lawton to play the wing. Let Shen take the centers because he is well, they're both natural centers. You know what, Lawton, you can take the faceoffs. You know what, I'll give you the shot there. I'm going to let Shen play the wing. I'll change that up. 3-man penalty kill. You know what, I'll leave Shen in there for the 3-man penalty kill though. All right, extra attackers. Everything seems exactly fine there. Goaltender still Mason and Neuwirth. Only scratch player is Nick Schultz once again, and we're good to go there. AHL squad. So it's going to be Porter, Van de Velde, and Pelujai, Straka, Cousins, Brent, Lindbaum, Lier, Hextall, Mathers, Gumas, and Alderson. It's the same thing up on offense, pretty much. that Porter takes Lawton's spot. And then defensemen, Manning, Hag, Comrie, Gostisbehere, Alton, Morin. And then obviously in the net, it's still Connor Knapp and Anthony Stolarz. So that is the whole drill there for the AHL squads and the NHL squads. No player meetings need to be done. And we are good to go here, boys. We are good to go for the rest of this season. So that's all we're going to do. We took the risk right now. We're going to see if it's going to pay off for us trading away those players. We'll see if it actually pays off for us, if the Flyers can continue this winning way or if it's going to collapse. If so, be it. Then, you know what? We got some really nice draft picks to stock up on for the rest of this season and going into the draft. And we start off with a 5-4 loss against Edmonton and a 3-2 loss against Columbus. That is not really a great way to start with 3 losses, but we do come back with a win against Tampa Bay. Okay, player morale. Let's here we go again. Okay, Steve Mason wants a meeting. I want to thank you for the extra minutes you've been sending my way. Great, we found a good balance that seems to work. Positive effect on Mason, good. AHL. Nobody want. Oh, Chris Vandevelde. Let's see. There are times I don't want to walk into that locker room. We know about the problems, but I need you to be a part. If you want to change, I hear a lot of feedback like yours. Thanks for the input. Yeah, I need you to be part of the solution, not a problem, Chris. Negative effect. Okay. All right, let's hold the team meeting in the AHL. Tough challenges are nothing new in this league. They're a good team, but let's rise to don't disappoint our fans. Okay, that one. Okay. And then for our NHL team, we need to really. The media wrote us off before that one. However, that one it doesn't feel good to be the underdog. Yeah, that one was not good. That was a not good meeting. That was a not good team meeting at all. Okay, here we go. We gotta get ourselves back on the winning track here, boys. Need to. Ah, Jesus. All right, there's another loss, but we gotta win back again. Come on, boys. Need to win some games here. There you go. Win against Detroit. Overtime loss against Chicago. I'll take the points. We need points. All the points that we can get here, guys. There's a 7-1 win against Pittsburgh. That's good. New York Islanders. They're a decent team. Scout. All right. A lot of morale pop-ups happening, too. All right. So, where were we just recently scouting? You know what? Let's just continue to do the Canadian team because there's nobody really out here in the SHL, other than Austin Matthews, who I don't think is in this game yet. I forget where he's playing, but you know, we know his overall what it's going to be anyway. So let's go to the QMJHL for forwards again for 6 weeks. Continue this up. There's a win against the Islanders, good. Loss against Columbus, and all right, so we have a player morale meeting again. We'll check out these guys at the end of the month. All right, Lawton is a little bit not Lawton. Raffles neutral. Okay, what's up, Raffle? I have to admit, I've been underperforming lately. Okay. Everybody goes through rocky patches. You'll turn a corner soon. I'm sure the numbers are black and white. And we need you to produce. I know you have it in you. You just need to stay focused going forward. Let's give Raffle a little bit of a boost there. Actually, you know what? Numbers are black and white. We need you to produce. Yeah, we need you to produce, Raffle. Positive effect on Raffle. Good. That's what we want. We need Raffle to start to play a little bit. Pretty upset with my ice time lately. Just stay positive for right now. No effect on Schultz as always. Okay, switch over to the AHL. Disengaged. I don't know what that means. Some of the management decisions as of late. You're on the first line in the AHL, Chris. I don't know what you're complaining about. Not to evaluate the front office. No effect on him. I don't know what's wrong with Chris Vandevelde. Like, he was fine being a scratch player on the NHL team, but then when he goes down to the AHL team, he's a little bit disgruntled. I don't know. There you go. 2-0 win over Colorado. Arizona, they're not a good team. There you go. Another win. Winnipeg. There you go. Another win. And Washington, 5-3 loss. Okay. That month was a little bit back and forth. So how did we do that month? That was 0-2, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 3-3-1, 4-3-1, 5-3-1, 5-4-1, and then 6-4-1, 7-4-1, 8-4-1, 8-5-1 that month. So we still went over 500 for the month, which was okay. We're at 39, 28, and 10 with 6 games left to go. 2 against the Pittsburgh Penguins, though. All right, let's see where we sit in the division. We're first place in the Metropolitan Division. Those overtime losses and shootout losses are really helping us out. We're 39, 28, and 10. The Rangers are 41, 31, and 4. All right, so let's check this out here. Let's check out the team standings. We do have a game in hand over the New York Rangers, and they are 2 points behind us. So we're in first place in the Metro. What's the wild card at? 83, 82. Okay, and what's the, whoops, not the entire league. I don't want to do that. Metro. So the Metro's at 88. The Atlantic, what's the wild card at? Oh, wild card is definitely, it's like 82 points, I think. The wild card is being held by the Pittsburgh Penguins at 82 points. So that is what the wild card is up at right now. Player morale. We gotta have a player meeting with somebody apparently. Pierre Redwood Belmar. I think my performance is definitely something to be proud of lately, don't you think? Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot to be proud of. Good work. Positive effect on them. Good. Just keep praising those guys. That's all I say. Alright, so we had that meeting with Belmar, which is good. Probably no player meetings in the AHL. How are the Phantoms doing? Ooh, the Phantoms really dropped off. They were doing well, but then they really started to lose some games. 71 for offense, 80 for defense, 67 for goaltending. Yeah, that's not good. What happened to our offense? They were playing really well, and they just decided to go out of nowhere. Losing Lawton was a really big loss to them, but you know what? We need him on this team for right now. We need him on this team. So we're 2 points out. These games are actually going to be really, really important. Those games against Pittsburgh are going to be really important. All right, so let's simulate here. Let's play that game against Ottawa. It's going to come down to the last 6 games of the season, so here we go. Ottawa, we get a shootout loss. Okay, so we take a point out of that game. We get a point. This game against Pittsburgh is going to be really big because we drop back down to second. Yeah, this Pittsburgh game is going to be very, very big. All right, we're going to have to simulate this game because with the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, let's do it. Simulate the game versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is in Pittsburgh. So here we go. This is going to be very close to see who gets seeding in the playoffs. But here we go. Battle of Pennsylvania. Here we go. First period. 1-1. Braden Shen gets one on Fleury. Hornquist gets one on Neuwirth. Don't know why Neuwirth is playing in this game. Should be Mason at this point in time, but whatever. All right. Second period. Oh, Jesus. Kessel, Hornquist, Bonino, and Bennett. 4 on... in that period. 3 on Neuwirth. That's it. This game's over. Well, they got 3, but oh, it's 7-3. Never mind. All right, Pittsburgh just absolutely shat on us that game, and that's not good. That's not a very good loss to take. It's a regulation loss against Pittsburgh. Okay, boys, come on. Come on, Philly. You guys got to pull it together here. 39, 29, and 11. Player morale. It's going to come down to these final 10 games, I'm telling you. All right, Ryan White. Showing on the ice. Actually, you know what? We can always do better. I'm expecting even more from you. Negative effect. Should have just praised them. God damn it. All right, we punched our ticket. Oh, we punched our ticket to the playoffs. Okay, so we did make the playoffs, which is good. I don't want you guys to take it easy now. Finish strong, or there'll be consequences. We should proud us, and then we could do it. Clicking to the playoffs is only half the battle. We need to finish strong. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know why that had a negative effect on those guys, but you know what? Screw it. We need to finish strong, man. That's what I have to say. We need to finish strong. Can't just let up on the pedal now. We gotta get some seedings here. We gotta see what seeding we're gonna be. There's 3 games left. It says apparently we didn't punch our ticket to the playoffs, but I think the Rangers won the division, though, right? Or what's the X mean? I forget. But we are at 79 games played right now. With oh yeah, the Rangers definitely have made the playoffs so far. They went on a winning streak on the end of the year. But that game against Pittsburgh is really going to count. Yeah, we're in the playoffs, I would assume, but oh, this game, one of these games is really going to matter here. We have a chance to really, really take a good lead here. All right, so let's simulate this game against Detroit. In-game simulation. Let's do in-game simulation for these last 3 games, because all 3 of these games are really important to determine where we're going to be seeded in the playoffs, if we even make it, because it didn't say we made it yet. So here we go. First period in Detroit, 1-0. Gustav. Why is Neuwirth playing again? Mason, why are you not starting? Oh my goodness. Second period, 3-2. They got 2. McDonald and Voracek. All right, let's go. Resume simulation here. ×8 speed. Come on, Philly. You guys gotta tie this game up here. Oh my God. Somebody get a goal, please. Somebody, for the love of all that is holy, get a damn goal. Come on, boys. Come on. Somebody get a goal here. Somebody tie this game up to push it to overtime to get a point. We don't want to lose this game against Detroit. Okay, Johan Franzen, sim the period. Yep, that's it. We lose that game 4-2. Oh my god, are we going to collapse? Are we really going to collapse right now? Philly, this is not the time to do these freaking collapses right now. This is honestly ridiculous. Oh my goodness, that is not good. That is not good. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Alright, 39-30 and 11. Now we got the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then Pittsburgh Penguins again. Alright, gotta sim this game, man. I don't know why Mason hasn't played the past couple games, but he needs to be playing in this game. 2 home games to end off the year. We need this win here against Toronto. Come on, boys. First period. 1-1. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare and Joffrey Lupul. Neuvirth's starting again! Mason, why is Mason not playing? I don't know. This is ridiculous. Second period. 3-. Oh my god. Oh, we tied it. Wow. Oh my goodness. I thought we were going to lose that game. Holy crap, we tied it. JVR and Archipelago got 2 on Neuvirth in the third. And then Kadri got 1 to take the lead with a 4:15 left, but then Colin McDonald scored like 15 seconds after, actually 20 seconds after that to tie the game up, man. Voracek, McDonald, and Reimer tied this game up. Oh, going to overtime, so at least we get a point. Let's end the period. Going to overtime. These 2 points will be crucial for us. Yes, we do. Mark Streit again with the shootout winner to get 2 points over the Maple Leafs. That was a big game there. We needed that win. We needed that win against Toronto without a question. Okay, so we did qualify for the playoffs, which is good. So your Flyers will be going to the playoffs in this game in our very first year, and we're going to end off against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, is this game going to control seeding? Oh my god, it is. This game against the Pittsburgh Penguins is going to determine who's going to get first, who's going to get home ice advantage, because we're playing Pittsburgh in the first round of the playoffs. So this game against the Penguins is going to determine who is going to get the home ice advantage in our first series against Pittsburgh. And we are going to be playing Pittsburgh in the first round. How suiting. All right, so this is going to determine who gets home ice advantage. And we are at home. We are at home versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. So here we go, boys. This is for home ice advantage. You win this. Actually, if you win this game and get 1 point, you get it. Oh, Jesus. Evgeny Malkin scores. Thank you. At least Mason started this game. My God. First period, 2-1. Hornquist got 1, but Evgeny Medvedev got 1 late in the first to make it a 2-1 game. All right, come on, boys. Tie this game up. Second period, no score in the second. All right. Go into a ×8 to resume the simulation. Come on, Philly. I don't like the ×8 thing because it takes like a long time to simulate this thing. Oh, 5-on-3 power play. 5-on-4. Oh, Philly, you couldn't tie it. 5-on-4 again. Oh, my God. The refs were giving you that game. Power play. Good penalty kill. Come on, guys, got 7 minutes left. 6, 5, 4, 3. Somebody tie it late. No, we're going to go to Pittsburgh. Ian Cole gets an empty netter. And the Pittsburgh Penguins do beat the Philadelphia Flyers 3-1 at the last game of the season, as Pittsburgh does take home ice advantage in our first series against them. So Pittsburgh's going to jump ahead of us in the division. They're going to get the second spot. We're going to get the 3rd seed. And we're going to play Pittsburgh in the first round of the playoffs here. So let us simulate up to this day to see that we're going to be playing Pittsburgh in the first round of the playoffs. We got to go one more day, I guess. Go one more day, and there it is. So there we go. We are going to be playing the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round of the playoffs in the Consol Energy Center, as Pittsburgh's going to have home ice advantage in the first series. How fitting. Playing Pittsburgh. And what the good thing about this is we're actually going to have 1 video dedicated per series again, since we do have that in-game simulation now, which is going to be nice to see. So your Philadelphia Flyers finish off the year 40, 31, and 11. Not really too great. I mean, that's 40 and 42, to be honest. So not the greatest, but you know what? After the trades that we made, we still managed to make the playoffs. Almost a mini collapse at the end of the year, too, which is hilarious, but still. We made the playoffs, and we got draft picks out of the players, which is, you know, that's always good. So, Claude Giroux, only 69 points this year, 30 goals. He did get 30 goals. Jacob Voracek got 30 goals as well, but still. 69 points for Claude Giroux, 64 for Jacob Voracek, 51 for Wayne Simmons. That's not bad for him. Sam Gagner, 43 points for him. That's really good. He's up to 84 overall now. Matt Reed had 40. Braden Shen had 40. Michael Raffle only with 27. Sean Couturier with 25. Colin McDonald with 22. Ryan White with 17. Scott Lawton, in the 19 games that he played, he got 7 points. So he's up to an 80. He dropped 1 overall, but he's still up to an 82, which is fine. 7 points in 19 games is fine. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, 6 points in 19 games for him as well. And then Vanderbilt, we know about him. All right, defenseman. We got Mark Streit with 34 points throughout the year. Not bad. Michael Del Zotto with 31. 30 assists for him. Only 1 goal. Not bad. Andy Mack with 25. Medvedev with 17. 10 goals for Medvedev. Gudas had 9. Shen had 8. And then Nick Schultz, obviously, we know the deal with him. Goaltenders. Why was Michael Neuwirth playing the majority of the games at the end of the year? I don't know, but still. Steve Mason, 55 games played, a 2.07 goals against average, 23, 21, and 8. Michael Neuwirth, 31 games played, 2.45, 17, 11, and 2. Save percentage of .929 for Mason, .915 for Neuwirth. 8 shutouts for Mason, half as many for Neuwirth. And Mason did have 1 assist throughout the year. So, there you go. That is the total for the Philadelphia Flyers, player-wise. Team-wise, we'll take a look at this. So, yep, Pittsburgh jumps ahead of us. We could have had home ice advantage, but you know, we own Pittsburgh in their building anyway, so it doesn't even matter. All right, let's check out the entire league. Washington did not make the playoffs. Chicago was the 3rd best team in the NHL, so makes sense why they traded for Umberger. Dallas, 126 points. Damn, 57, 13, and 12. Wow. All right, Dallas. OP Dallas. Okay, so let's go to the entire league. Let's check out all of our stats here. Goals for per game. Seemed to fall off a bit at the end of the year for the Flyers. Yeah, still had a bit of a struggle scoring goals. 2.47, not the greatest. Kind of bottom 10 in the league, which isn't good. Goals against per game, was it still up there though? Goals against, yeah, it definitely trickled down a good bit. So that was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still 9th best team in the league, 2.293 goals against average. That's not terrible. Power play percentage was up like 15, I think. So yeah, kind of near the bottom-ish. And then penalty kill was at a 85.71%. So that's still a good penalty kill this year, which is nice. So home we were 19, 14, and 8. Away 21, 17, and 3. Coming into the playoffs we're 4, 5, and 1, which isn't great, but this team should hopefully still do pretty well. All right, so how is the AHL team doing? They are going to miss the playoffs, unfortunately. A team that was in first throughout the entire year, after losing Lawton and stuff like that, they have slowly dropped off, which is really unfortunate. But you know what? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. No playoff time is fine for our team. It's okay. It's okay. If we would have left Lawton down there, they might have made the playoffs. But you know what? We need him up here on our team right now. So let's check out the playoff matchups here, and then we will go away and we'll start up our playoff series next time, which we can actually do it. The only problem is I can't look at the lineups for the other team. I'm just gonna have to go into like the player stats and look at the players for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But still, that should be just fine. So here is the playoff tree. In the West, we're gonna have Chicago versus Nashville, Dallas versus Anaheim, LA versus Calgary, and Edmonton versus San Jose. So the Edmonton Oilers did make the playoffs in year number 1. Out of all those teams, you know what? That's pretty realistic, I would say. Yeah, other than maybe the Edmonton Oilers, that lineup there in the West is pretty accurate. And then in the East, you have Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia, New York Rangers versus the New York Islanders, Montreal versus Tampa Bay, and then Ottawa versus Carolina. So maybe other than Carolina, that could be realistic in the East. So you know what? Out of this first year 1 simulation, pretty impressive. Maybe 2 teams that shouldn't be in there, being Edmonton and Carolina. But other than that, it's a fairly accurate representation of what the playoffs could look like. So I'm pretty impressed by that. Good job, EA. All right, so that is it. We have made the playoffs even after trading away Vinny Lecavalier and RJ Umber. Your Philadelphia Flyers are in the playoffs here in year number 1. And it's going to be the Battle of Pennsylvania going up against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have home ice advantage because they beat us in the final game of the season. And that is how we're going to do it. So the in-game simulation for the playoffs will return. We'll check out the Penguins lineups next time, and we'll get ready with our year 1 playoff run as we are going to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. So thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment in this video if you guys like the trades or not that I made in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of them. and how you think the series versus Pittsburgh is going to go. So thanks for, oh yeah, injuries. Do you guys want me to turn injuries on or off for the playoffs? I almost forgot about that. So let me know if you guys think I should turn the injuries on or off for this playoff run. So let me know about that. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys next time as we start our playoff run.